Lesson 9.3, we are going to be doing problem solving, analyzing relationships. The essential question is, how can you use this strategy, find a pattern, to solve problems involving relationships between quantities? So let's unlock the problem. The table shows the amount of water pumped through a fire hose over time. If the pattern in the table continues, how long will it take the firefighter to spray 3,000 gallons of water on a fire using hose? So the first thing we need to find is the time it takes for 3,000 gallons to spray from the hose. So what information do I need to use? I need to use the relationship between time and the amount of water. There's the table up there we'll be using. How will I use the information? Let me move that up. You're going to find a pattern in the table and write an equation. Use the table above to find the relationship between the time and the amount of water. So we know let T represent the time in minutes and W represent the amount of water in gallons. So the amount of water in gallons is 150 multiplied by the time in minutes. So we'll say W equals 150 times time. So use the equation to find out how long it will take to spray 3,000 gallons. So W equals 150T. Substitute the 3,000 for the W. So equals 150T. And then solve for T, dividing both sides by 150. So we're going to isolate that variable. And 20 equals T. So it will take 20 minutes to spray 3,000 gallons of water. And then how can you check that your answer is correct? You'd simply use this equation here. W equals 150 times 20, and you will find that it is indeed 3,000. Let's go moving on to another. As always, you're welcome to pause this, complete all the teaching part, and then review your answers with the video. Try another problem. Dairy cows provide 90% of the world's milk supply. The table shows the amount of milk produced by a cow over time. If the pattern in the table continues, how much milk can a farmer get from a cow in 1 year or 365 days? So we read the problem, we're going to kind of break it apart. First of all, what do I need to find? You need to find the amount of milk produced by a cow in 365 days. So what information will you use to determine this? You are going to determine a relationship between the time and the amount of milk. Okay. How will you use the information? You'll find a pattern and write an equation. So you've probably already seen that it's 25 gallons a day. So since we're writing an algebraic equation, we're going to write 25 times X, the number of days. We already know that's 365, but we're going through the motions, okay? And then that will equal Y, the amount of milk. Okay, so our dependent variable and our independent variable. Now we simply replace the X with the 365 days, and when you multiply that out, you should get 9,125 liters of milk. So in 365 days, the farmer can get, let's just repeat that, 9,125 liters of milk from a cow. Move that up. There might have been other ways that you solved it, which in real life Maybe you wouldn't have used an equation, you might have used a proportion. Doesn't really matter. You would still get the same numeric answer, 9,125 liters of milk from the cow. And finally, explain how you could find the number of days it would take the cow to produce 500 liters of milk. So you would just replace or substitute. You would still have the same equation. This time though, you would substitute the y with 500. You would rewrite the equation. 500 equals 25x, and then you would solve for x, for the number of days it takes for a cow to produce 500 liters of milk. Unless otherwise, and so this was a flipped unless otherwise indicated. Complete share and show on 367 and on your own on 368. I'd encourage you to work in pairs or teams, checking your answers along the way. And then just take a picture of one of the pages just so I can see what your work looks like. This is a mini lesson or a flipped lesson on problem solving by analyzing relationships, lesson 9.3.